Most natural health practitioners think that they're not getting new clients because they need more training, they need more certifications, or more time. They don't have enough time. But that's not the problem. If you already know how to help people, but clients aren't coming to you in the way that you are expecting them to, there are specific reasons for that. So today I'm going to walk you through the 7 top reasons, the most common things that I see natural health practitioners dealing with when it comes to getting new clients. Because this is not about being capable. This is not about whether or not you have enough training, have enough education. It's about what's missing underneath. It's about foundation and what's underneath the surface. And so as we go through these, I want you to notice which ones resonate with you, because usually it's more than one that we deal with when it comes to getting clients. So this is almost never a knowledge problem. Okay, getting clients is not a knowledge problem. It's not that you don't know enough. It's not that you don't have adequate training. I have been the trainer, the educator, training natural health practitioners in as holistic health practitioners, certified natural health practitioners, herbalist, aromatherapist, and of course, iridologist. And many times the training is fantastic. You've got what you need. So it's not that you don't know enough. You know it. It's actually putting it into practice. And some people are actually, let's face it, we're afraid sometimes to get started and put ourselves out there. So it's not that no one really showed you. It's not that you don't know what you're doing. It's that no one has really showed you how to build a business. And face it, many times we as natural health practitioners get into the natural health field because we want to help others, not because we have some big dream of building a business. Our dream is to help others. So first, that's the number one reason, not treating it like a real business. That's the number one issue. A lot of practitioners are approaching their work as a mission, as a passion, as something they love. And so they feel like they should just kind of give it away. They feel guilty for charging. They don't treat it like a business. And it's not just about whether or not you're charging. It's your foundation. It's your structure. You can care deeply. You can care so much that you're putting in the time and you're doing what feels like all the things, but there's no clear structure behind what you're doing. There's no defined offer. You don't have a set price. You haven't put together packages. There's no system for how someone can become a client. There's no clear-cut direction of turning someone from being interested in what you offer into them becoming your client. So instead of building something intentional, it feels kind of like, well, I hope this works. I hope that what I'm doing is going to build a business. But hope isn't a business strategy. And that's exactly why I built Roots to Results Academy, because most practitioners don't need more information on how to help others. They need structure and direction on how to build a business so that they can help others. Roots to Results is an online course that's designed specifically for natural wellness practitioners. Now, anybody can use it, just like you as a natural wellness practitioner can help just about anyone, right? But it's geared specifically to the natural wellness practitioner, because I've been in the wellness business for more than 20 years, and I know what it takes to turn people who are just looking around, seeing if what you have to offer is going to help them or not, into a clear client-ready business. Taking what you're offering and turning it into a clear client-ready business. So inside Roots to Results, I walk you through how to clarify what you offer, how you can structure your services, how you can actually start working with clients and build your business in a way that actually works for you. So you're not guessing your way through building this business and reaching out to others. Now, problem number 2 that I see a lot is when we lack clarity. So if you lack clarity in who you help and how you help, then they're not going to know what you're offering. So if someone asks you what you do and your answer is, well, I'm in the natural health field and I help people feel better or get better, or I've visited some of my clients' websites, some of my coaching clients. And I visited their websites as they were getting started, and a lot of what they're offering is very vague, and it's very like, it's all about what I am doing and what I studied, and I'm a natural wellness practitioner, but it's not specific. It's too broad. So just answering a question of when someone asks you, what do you do? And you answer, well, I help people feel better, or I'm a natural wellness practitioner and I support wellness. That's really vague. If your website is all about, how I'm a natural health practitioner and I'm an herbalist or an iridologist, and it doesn't explain what you're doing, when it's not clear, then people don't connect. They don't understand how what you do connects with them. So clarity is what makes someone think, hey, that's exactly what I need. So the real question is, who do you help? And what are they dealing with? How do you help them move forward in their health journey? So when that becomes clear, everything else starts to work. Problem number 3 that I see is relying on word of mouth instead of visibility. Word of mouth is great, but it's not predictable. And in today's digital age where so many people are online, having an online presence and being present online makes a big difference. Now, my mom started her brick and mortar herb shop back in 1991 or maybe 1992. It was the same year that my son was born, and I was pregnant with him when she got started, so it might have been 91 because he was born in 92. But the point is, one of the things that would happen is advertisers would come in and want my mom to, put an ad on the radio, put an ad in the newspaper. And her response was always telegraph, telephone, or tell a woman. Because if you tell a woman, then everybody's going to know about what's going on in the business. Well, things were a little bit different in the early 1990s, and yet they're still the same. Word of mouth does work. I don't want to discount that word of mouth works, but it's not predictable. And if you're not visible, it's going to be even harder for people to know. So if that's your strategy, if it's just telegraph, telephone, tell a woman, because women talk and share all the good things that are happening with themselves and their family, and when they need help and they found someone who can help, they're going to tell others, right? I mean, that's great, right? But if that's your only strategy, then your business will feel inconsistent. It'll have ups and downs, and some of those downs may be a really long time in between clients. So when I say visibility, I'm not talking about being everywhere or having a huge following. You don't have to have a huge following. I'm talking about being seen and heard consistently, because one of the things that my mom did have was she had a brick and mortar shop that was in with other shops. And so when people walked by to go visit other stores, she was visible. And of course, she did share the news with others by word of mouth that she was opening an herb shop and all that kind of great stuff. But if you have a home business, a hybrid business, or if you're in with other people like a chiropractor's office or a massage therapist or practicing out of an herb shop, you still have to make sure that the people who are visiting that chiropractor or the massage therapist and the herb shop are actually know that you're there. So when I say visibility, I'm not talking about being everywhere and posting all the time. I'm not saying you have to have a huge following or you have to, do things that are hard for you to do, that are out of your comfort zone. But I am talking about being seen and heard consistently. And consistency is key. Visibility can look like posting regularly on social media, having simple conversations about what you do when you go to business meetings, the PTA, school meetings, family gatherings, dinner on the grounds after church, but having simple conversations about what you do, sharing short videos or insights with others, following up with people who've shown interest, getting on the phone, texting, calling, whatever it is that shows that that you have their interest at heart. Letting your current clients know how you can help others as well. Visibility is not about doing everything. Visibility is about being clear and consistent in places you already are. And if you're not in those places, then you might need to venture out and take a step forward. One of the things that we want is to be comfortable in what we're doing, but sometimes we do have to break out of our comfort zone and go and post things on Substack or share on Facebook or do an Instagram or YouTube account. Something that will build interest and get people excited. One of my newest acquaintances just opened a store location, and every day she goes live on YouTube and she shares the specials for the day, what they're doing, is unique, what's new that they brought in. And so by doing it, it may be a little bit uncomfortable, but all she's doing is grabbing her phone, she's doing a video on Facebook, and it's going out and it's building an audience. And it's something that it doesn't have to be like, a professional editing or anything like that. People like real. They like that raw, I just got on there and I just shared with you. So, that is something that you can do, because visibility builds trust. And we always want our clients to know, like, and trust us. They have to get to know you. The more they get to know you, the more that they will like you. And the more they like you, the more they're going to trust you. And the more they trust you, the more likely they are to move from curious about what you do to client whom you can help with their help journey. So consistency keeps you in front of people long enough for them to say yes. Okay, now here's problem number 4 that I see when it comes to people struggling to get clients, and that's avoiding sales. Avoiding sales and clear invitations to come in and become a client. Okay, so you can share the most helpful information in the world. In fact, I have people, some of my clients, some of just my former students or other colleagues, that will give and give and give and give information away. But you can't just keep on giving. You can't just keep on giving and expect people to become clients, paid clients. Sorry, that's just not how it works. Because you can give some. We want to give some. That's not to say you can't do that. But I had some people I know who will spend hours and hours and hours talking with potential clients, or maybe even charging for an hour, but talking for 2 or 3 or 4 or more hours. And I'm guilty of that. I was guilty of charging for an hour consultation and then having 2 or 3 hours, because I'm an educator. I love sharing with people information. I want you to know. To me, it's like I have information that you need and I want to give it to you. I want to share it with you because it's important and you need to know this. And I know that's how a lot of natural wellness practitioners feel. They're passionate and they care, and they're like, I have information to share. But if you never clearly tell people how to work with you, how to become a client, how to pay you, how to sign up, how to make an appointment, most of them will not make the next step. And they're very thankful to receive the information that you're giving. They just don't think that there's anything else that you have for them to do, because you're sitting there willingly giving the information away. So if you're willingly giving it away, which again, sometimes that's perfect, that's the right thing to do. But if we do that all the time, then there's no reason for the person to make an appointment, because you're just sharing. And a lot of times we do that because we don't want to be pushy. We don't want to be salesy. We don't want to feel like we're manipulating anybody into getting into something they don't want to get into. But this isn't about being pushy. It's about being clear. And some of the most successful people that I see, former students and colleagues, they are clear about how they can offer, they are clear about what they're offering and how they can help other people. And they share testimonies about how they helped XYZ client with whatever it is, whether it's losing weight, balancing their hormones, lowering their blood pressure, whatever it is, they're clear. And if they share the results, and then they say, and if you want to work with me so that we can help you get similar results, click the button. I mean, it's clear. And so this is what we want to say. This is how I can help you. This is what it's going to look like. This is how you get started. Because if you don't say that, people stay in the, hey, this is interesting, instead of moving into, I'm ready, how do I get started? Problem number 5 with getting clients is not enough trust built yet. Now, I've mentioned the know, like, and trust factor. You've got to build trust. People have to know you, and the more visible you are, the more that you're out there, the more consistently you post and share, however it works for you, the better. Because the more people know you, the more likely they are to like you, because they'll find something in common. You're speaking their language, you're answering problems that they have. And so then they begin to trust you. And natural health is no different, right? You're not just offering a service, you're offering help. You're helping people think differently about their health. And that takes time. It takes consistency. It takes that trust. So people are watching you long before they ever reach out. A lot of times, I think I've heard somewhere along the line that, it takes somewhere like 7 to 12 touches before people will take the next step. But we are such a digital world now, it could take more than that. So if all you do is share, once a month or every quarter, or you put out brochures every once in a while, or you expect your clients to share on your behalf, then you're not being consistent and people have nothing to watch. Now, maybe you are putting things out there, but you aren't doing it consistently, and, you need to be that more consistent. I've already mentioned consistency is so key in what we're doing of being visible, because people are watching before they reach out. That is something we've got to understand. People are watching. Anytime you send an email, they may not open it. They may not read it right then, but they know that when they need someone who helps them with natural health, that, I can go to my email and that person is going to email me again, and I can click on that email, right? Now, here's what's so funny. I do this, you do this all the time too. You're subscribed to different newsletters from different companies that you like, like maybe big name department stores to anything that holds your interest, like gardening newsletters or herb newsletters or whatever it may be. I'm actually thinking about a particular product that I bought that I would get email after email after email. I went to this particular company, and it was actually door handles for my barn door, okay? And I went to this particular company, and I looked, and I was like, oh, I really like this, whatever they have. And I was just kind of in a shopping mode, so I signed up for their newsletter, and I had a sliding barn door built for one of my doorways, custom built, and it's beautiful. And I had it built, and it was like, but I have that email subscription, and I keep it because anytime I want something from them, I know I can trust them. I like their product. They served me well, and I'm just going to keep it. So they consistently email me, even though I don't buy from them all the time. And that's the same thing. We have to expect it to take a while. We have to expect it to take several touches, maybe months, maybe even longer before someone says, oh yeah, I need that. And so if it feels like it's slow, it may not be that nothing is working. It just may be that trust is being built and they're waiting until they need it. They're listening, they're paying attention, but the most important thing is you're building trust. So don't feel bad if things aren't moving as fast as you would like for them to do. Now here is number 6, okay? Playing small and holding back. Now, this really is a big one, and this isn't just a lot of hype. So a lot of practitioners are holding back because they don't want to say the wrong thing or they don't want to be misunderstood. So maybe you're staying quiet. Maybe you're keeping your message safe. Maybe you've seen other people get fact-checked on Facebook and you just don't want to deal with the drama. But when you play small, people don't see you. And confidence comes before you even start. Confidence comes from showing up, speaking up, and growing into your voice over time. So don't let the voices stop you. Don't let it. Stay in your lane. I mean, that's one of those things as natural health practitioners. We don't diagnose, we don't treat, we don't cure, we don't prescribe or treat disease, none of that. We know that. That's not what we're doing. We're supporting the body. We're helping the body to do what it should do naturally. And we're helping be a guide along the way to our clients as they take their health journey, right? So confidence just is going to come and stepping out and being and doing it big. Now, when I say doing it big, that doesn't mean you have to get a billboard or rent a plane and have the little skywriting in the air. That's not what I mean. What I mean is when we are playing it small, we're not stepping out. We're not being visible. We're not sharing what we know. And so we hold back and we sometimes think small. We think that we can't have enough clients. We think that our market is not good enough. We think that people won't pay for our services. We get a few bad apples and we think everybody's like that. And bad apples may not even be the best word, because there are real people who are really struggling, who really have financial issues. And there are real people who won't buy in. I get it. But there are other people who are. There are other people who are going, I will do whatever I need to do, and I will just want to find somebody who can help me. So let your confidence step forward. You've got the training. You know how to help your clients. So show up big and say, yes, I can help you. And even if I don't have all the answers, we can work on finding them together. So that brings me to point number 7, trying to do it alone. Trying to figure out all of this on your own is exhausting because you don't always know what to fix, what to change, what's actually working, and that's when it comes to your business. Trying to do it alone is also something where you may feel like, well, I'm not in an office with others. I didn't have clinicals where I had someone supervising me, making sure I'm doing it right. Reach out to your colleagues. Be a part of my Facebook group, which is Holistic Wellness Practitioners Coaching and Education. All you have to do is I'll have the link in the notes below, and just click on it and ask to join, answer a few simple questions, and you'll be part of a community where we have growing entrepreneurs. I share information, I share videos like this so that you are getting the help and support you need. When it comes to trying to figure it out on your own, you can ask questions about, I have a client who has X, Y, or Z. How do I help them? Now, remember, there are certain things we will need to know. It's not like we don't, not only do we not treat, prescribe, cure, diagnose, or anything like that, we support. We have to know, we have to know about the client in order to help you. But that's one of those things where you don't have to do it alone. You can be a part of a community, because sometimes we come across things that we aren't familiar with, and we may need to bounce ideas off of somebody. So that's something that you can do. You can do that in my group, and it's mostly geared towards helping you build your business, but that's also one of those things we can do as well, as we can ask questions, and that way you're not stuck. Okay, we want to get you unstuck. And so not only can you join my Facebook group, but I also open up a small group coaching circle from time to time. So it's not one-on-one, but it is a more intimate space where you can ask questions, you can work through challenges, you can get clear next steps in a practical, grounded way. So if that's something that you'd like to be a part of, you can join the interest list. I'll have the link to that on my website in the show notes, and that way you can get information about that when the next one comes open. When you look at all 7 of these, not treating it like a real business, lack of clarity in who you help and how you help them, relying on word of mouth instead of visibility, avoiding sales and clear invitations. You've got to give clear calls to action. We have to do that. Number 5, not enough trust has been built yet. And playing it small and holding back, as well as trying to do it alone. When you look at all 7 of these, none of them are about you not being enough. They're not about you not caring enough. And they're not about you needing more certifications. They're about having the right foundations in place. Because when the foundation is right, your message becomes clear. Your offer makes sense, and your business starts to grow in a steady and sustainable way. So if you saw yourself in one or more of these, you're not alone. This is actually very common, but it's also very fixable. You can build something steady. You can build something that supports you, and you can build something that truly helps others. You just need the right pieces in place. And if this was helpful, stay with me, because I'll continue to cover real challenges natural wellness practitioners face and what you need to know so you can build a thriving business. And if you want more help, don't forget to check out Roots to Results Academy, because this is for natural wellness practitioners like you to help you know how to turn your business around and build a solid foundation so that you can attract more clients and build a steady income.